You know that pit in your stomach when you check your credit card and realize your weekly coffee runs and aesthetic Target hauls just cost you a car payment? It's not a lack of discipline. It's because corporate marketers have successfully weaponized the concept of self-care to empty your wallet. And here's what nobody is saying out loud. The little treat culture is not a personality trait. It is a multi-billion-dollar behavioral engineering campaign, precision-built to intercept the exact moment you feel stressed, exhausted, or overlooked, and redirect that emotion into a purchase. They didn't sell you a candle. They sold you the feeling that you deserved something today. And that one psychological move is costing the average American woman over $400 a month. That's $4,800 a year. Over a decade, that's $48,000 gone. Not invested, not compounding, gone. These are the 12 little treats quietly dismantling your financial future. And the psychology behind why you keep going back. Point 1. The daily coffee ritual. You didn't buy that latte for caffeine. You bought it for the dopamine hit of being handed something warm and personalized with your name on it. That's behavioral science, not weakness. At $7 a cup 5 days a week, you're spending $1,820 a year on a ritual that a $30 French press could replicate at home. The drink isn't the product. The feeling of being cared for is. Point 2. The treat yourself skincare haul. The wellness industry has successfully rebranded luxury skincare as a medical necessity. Dermatologists have publicly confirmed that a basic 3-step routine, cleanser, moisturizer, SPF, outperforms a 10-product shelf in clinical results. But the algorithm keeps serving you skin cycling content, specifically timed to your most stressed scrolling hours. That $89 serum is a stress response, not a skincare decision. Point 3. The aesthetic Target run. Target's store layout is patented behavioral architecture. The dollar section at the entrance exists for one reason: to trigger micro-purchase behavior before your prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-making region of your brain, has fully engaged with your actual shopping list. The average unplanned spend per Target visit for women between 25 and 45 years old is $35 to $60. Multiplied over 52 weeks, that's up to $3,120 a year in items you didn't go in for. Point 4. The food delivery tired night tax. The delivery app isn't a convenience tool. It's a fatigue monetization platform. When decision fatigue peaks, typically between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your resistance to premium pricing collapses entirely. A $14 meal becomes $23 after fees, tips, and the small order surcharge. She orders 3 times a week. That's $3,588 a year, spent on food that costs a fraction of that in her own kitchen. Point 5. The subscription box trap. Subscription boxes are engineered around a concept called anticipatory dopamine, the neurological reward you feel not from receiving, but from knowing something is coming. The box itself is often disappointing. The anticipation is the product. $35 a month per box. And the average household maintaining 2 to 3 active boxes simultaneously, you're spending $1,260 annually on packaging wrap dopamine. That peaks on unboxing day and fades by Tuesday. Point 6. The self-care Sunday bath and body purchase. The wellness market grew to a $6.3 trillion industry globally by surgically attaching its products to emotional healing language. You need to recharge. Protect your energy. That $22 bath bomb and $18 candle aren't self-care products. They're manufacturer permission slips. True recovery is behavioral. Sleep quality, boundary setting, movement. None of those require a haul. Point 7. The impulse Amazon add-on. Amazon's frequently bought together and add to cart one-click design are not features. They are deliberate friction reduction strategies. Removing the pause between impulse and purchase is worth billions to Amazon annually. That $16 organizer, $9 journal, and $23 cute kitchen gadget are not needs. They are algorithm recommendations wearing the costume of practicality. Point 8. The fast fashion just a few pieces habit. Fast fashion brands drop new micro collections every 2 to 3 weeks intentionally. It's called planned obsolescence of desire. By the time your package arrives, the trend has shifted. A 28-year-old woman spending $80 a month on fast fashion accumulates $960 a year in clothes that statistically get worn fewer than 7 times before leaving the closet. The cost per wear is astronomical. The dopamine lasts about 4 hours. Point 9. The cafe laptop work session ritual. This one is nuanced because it feels productive. But the cafe work session is frequently a performance of productivity, rather than actual output. She buys a $6 coffee, a $4 pastry, and sits for 3 hours. That's a $10 focus fee. She pays 3 times a week, $1,560 a year, for an environment she could recreate at home with a playlist and a diffuser. The real purchase is the identity of being a woman who works in cafes. Point 10. The little luxury grocery upgrade. Specialty grocery stores have mastered aspirational retail, the strategy of making premium pricing feel like a reflection of your values, not your spending. Organic oat milk, artisan bread, $9 chocolate bars. These aren't bad choices. But when the treat-yourself mentality bleeds into every grocery run, a $120 weekly shop silently becomes $185. That's a $3,380 annual gap versus a standard grocery store for items with marginal nutritional difference. Point 11. The emotional online shopping cart. Retail therapy is a clinically documented stress response under cortisol spikes caused by work pressure, relationship friction, or social comparison. The brain seeks fast dopamine. Online shopping carts are designed with saved wish lists, countdown timers, and low stock warnings. To intercept that cortisol window, she adds $200 worth of items, checks out $67 worth, and calls it self-restraint. The system still won. Point 12. The treat that's actually a habit. This is the most expensive one. The single treat that started as occasional, a reward, a celebration, a rough day ritual, and quietly became a daily baseline. Hedonic adaptation means the brain stops registering the pleasure, but continues generating the craving. It no longer feels like a treat, feels like a need. And that psychological shift is exactly when a $7 daily purchase stops being a choice and starts being a $2,555 annual automatic withdrawal. Here is the brutal math stacked together. Across these 12 categories, the average woman between 25 and 45 years old is bleeding between $12,000 and $18,000 per year. Not on bills, not on debt, not on her children, on engineered emotional responses that were never designed to satisfy her. They were designed to repeat. The treat yourself message is not empowerment. It is the most profitable sentence the consumer industry has ever written. The behavioral fix is not a budget spreadsheet. It's a single rule. Implement a 72-hour friction window on every non-essential purchase. When the impulse hits, screenshot it. Set a reminder for 72 hours later. Clinical behavioral research consistently shows that over 70% of emotional impulse purchases are abandoned after a 48 to 72-hour delay, when the cortisol has cleared and the rational brain re-engages. No deprivation, no guilt, just time. The moment you successfully stop buying emotional impulse items online, the physical world is already waiting with a different set of engineered triggers. And the most dangerous room in your financial life isn't your closet or your Amazon cart. It's the grocery store you walk into twice a week, completely unaware that its architecture, lighting, and product placement are all calibrated to extract maximum spend before you reach the register. Click the video on your screen right now, and let's pull back the next layer to expose how the supermarket floor plan is a psychological blueprint designed to dismantle your shopping list and replace it with theirs.